I mean, listen, is there any way we thought they would get this far? Like nobody thought they would get this far, and here they are. So yeah, Shaheen Holloway and the Peacocks could absolutely win it. I just, man, like it's got to end, doesn't it? Like it's got to end. I mean, this Carolina team's talented. They're playing with confidence. Caleb Love looks like a damn NBA player. The second half of that game, RJ Davis has been good. Brady Manick's making shots. You know what? It's interesting, guys. I wonder if there's any correlation between Dawson Garcia not being with this program right now.
I was talking with someone about that yesterday. And they said that what's kind of happened is like Brady Manick has stepped into something of like a real leadership role in the team. And RC, we talked about this a lot earlier in the year, that this team lacked leadership. And what kind of happened was Brady Manick didn't really feel owner. Like he felt like he was a part of the group instead of being like, okay, I need to be the voice on this team. When Dawson Garcia left, it wasn't when he said he wasn't coming back. It was when like he was kind of gone, and Brady Manick steps into the starting lineup, and he's got to play a bigger role. Like he felt like his voice mattered more, and he was able to say stuff in practice and get on people and yell at Caleb Love and yell at RJ Davis and get Armando Bacot in line. And that kind of brought everything together. And now it's clicking because they kind of have like an anchor. Does that make sense? Like they have their center point in Brady Manick, and then you have all of this talent around him, and it just works now.
Yeah, and the rotation, right? You've kind of figured out your role, your rotation, and Manick and Garcia weren't the best playing together. You could see it defensively more than anything else. So I think, I think a part of it, honestly, they've been better without Dawson Garcia. I hope his family's well back home, but Carolina's been better without him.
Yeah, it just allowed guys to play. It shortened the rotation, and he didn't have to look over his shoulder. Yeah. Before, if he made a mistake and people were attacking him, and he would come out because people were, that was a scouting report in the league. It was like, all right, where's Brady Manick? And then they were attacking him, and then you felt the need to be like, all right, let me get him out. Now it's like you got to make this work, leave him out there, let him figure it out, and play within that. And he's flourished under that.
Got his confidence up, and he gets his confidence up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't just confidence in his ability; it was his confidence to be able to go cuss somebody out. Like it's hard if you are someone transferring into a program as a senior, as the new guy on the roster, coming off of the bench to step up and cuss out the guy that's supposed to be the lottery pick, right? To step in there and cuss out the guy that is a first team all conference center. Like that is a difficult thing to do. But when you're in the starting lineup and you start winning games and you're playing this role and people are like, you know what, he's kind of doing some good things out here, and you're hitting big shots and you're going for 26 points. Like all of a sudden, then you could sit there and be like, Caleb, get your shit together, man. What the fuck was that shot? You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden your voice carries a little more weight. So I think it was a lot of things there. And it might just be something where they just figured it out and they put it together and they started winning. But I don't think that it's a coincidence that you started seeing more consistent minutes for Brady Manick.
Well, I also feel like you wonder, and I kind of equate this a little bit to the Boston Celtics over the last month or so and how they've played, and everybody telling them, you guys suck. You guys suck. You can't play together. You suck. And they hear it over and over and over. And finally, you're like, screw this. Like, I'm going to show them. And I feel like Carolina was that way too. You're soft. You're soft. You're soft. You can't guard. You can't guard. And finally, it was like, F you. F you. I'm going to show you I do have some shit to me. And they stepped up, and give them credit. And Hubert's figured it out I mean, again, I said the narrative for Hubert, it is amazing, isn't it? What the NCAA tournament and one game in the regular season can do in completely flipping the narrative from somebody that I've said it. I mean, I said it 3 weeks ago. Was he the right hire for Carolina? I was questioning it. Wasn't saying that they should fire him. Certainly was saying give him another year or so and let's see what happens. But you'd rather have success in the tournament and against Duke at Cameron on Coach K night than the first 2.5 months of the regular season, wouldn't you?
And you know what? Maybe we should have given the new head coach a little bit of time to try to figure out the roster. Let me ask you this, RC. I'm going to put you in Shaheen Holloway's shoes, right? We've seen the way that you can beat Kentucky. We've seen the way that they beat Purdue, which is kind of muck it up, find a way who you can help off of, make sure you dig down on the big guys. find a way to get those big guys pulled out and put into space on the perimeter. Hope you guys make plays, right? Is that the same game plan against North Carolina? Because their roster build is really not all that different from what Kentucky's is and what Purdue's was.
Well, I think the difference is that Brady Manning can shoot it. You're not going to make a living. You're not beating him unless they're just off. You know, you got to guard him. You got to guard Love. You got to guard Davis. Now you can leave open Leaky Black, and you can't guard Armando one-on-one. So they're going to have to do something there. But they're also going to be able to attack him. You know, they're going to attack those guys. They're going to put Armando in space and attack on the perimeter. They're going to attack Brady Manning on the perimeter. So it's going to be interesting to see that they're going to have a chance. Now, again, Carolina's playing as well as anybody. They're playing better than those teams that they played against. I'd say they're a hotter team coming in, and it's. Oh my gosh, I got to watch another Duke and Carolina Final Four. That's gonna be, oh my God.
I just hope the best part will be we'll be with you in New Orleans, having a talk about this every day. We're gonna bring more Carolina.
And Duke do you know players. How drunk RC is gonna be by the time we get to that last show on Friday? And for the people that don't know, we're gonna be at Gordon Biersch 6 to 8 p.m. Local time on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. And we're going to be there 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Gordon Biersch, 200 Poitras Ave. If Shaheen Holloway ends up getting to the Final Four, I think it's fair to say he is going to be the next New York Knicks head coach. All right, Goodman, we're going to go to your region. We are going to go to Kansas. We're going to go to Miami. How do the Hurricanes get past the Jayhawks? And is Remy Martin now the most influential player in this tournament?
It's crazy what he's been able to do, and I talked to him about it for a while over the last couple of days, and he's been hurt all year, and he never told Bill Self this. You know, I talked to Bill about it too, and Bill was like, "I didn't really know he was hurt," and finally, you know, he kind of went to him and he was like, "All right, you want to play through it for a while? We'll see how that works." All right, so he plays through it, and finally, Bill went to him and he's like, "We're shutting you down. We're shutting you down. You're not going to keep playing through this. This isn't working. You're not able to move." You know, in that Kentucky game where they got blasted, he looked terrible. So they shut him down. And now he said, I said to him today, I'm like, "How do you feel? Like, what's the percentage?" He's like, No, 100. He's like, "I feel the best I have all year. I feel completely healthy." And not only do you have him at 100%, but there's not a lot of mileage on him lately. Right. So I think fresh, and he can go. And it just gives them that dimension now where they didn't have anybody like that. You know, what do you do at the end of the game? All right, DeJuan Harris. Yeah, like he's a great defensive player, but
it's more than that. It's more than that. Like at this point, every coach knows every call that these other teams have, right? Like Ed Cooley could diagram every play that Kansas was running when it was called. And then what Remy does is when the other team knows what you're doing, you can't run anything. You just give the rock to him and say, "Go get us a good one."
He's made him that much. He's made him that much better because you're right on the calls. All you do all year long is you calling up everybody you know in their leagues and getting everything about them, and you know everything that's coming. But now, Abaji gets open a little bit more. You know, Wilson gets that. Everybody, McCormick will get an open look. Everybody gets more freedom now because now you got to guard that dude. He can flat out go. So you got to. He becomes a focus of the scout report. I think like you got to contain him now.
Yeah. Guys, we got 30 seconds. We got 30 seconds here. So Jeff, really quick, give me your Final Four picks. Is it Kansas, North Carolina?
Kansas, North Carolina, Duke,
RC?
and Villanova, baby. What a Final Four.
Guaranteed 50%. What do you got, RC? Kansas, North Carolina?
Yeah, I think it's the same.